Quick break. What is this? Oh boy, guys, buckle up for this one. A lot of people saw my original post, which I will now be posting again. My original post was asking for advice on how to handle a situation where my artist was constantly rescheduling me over 5 times. And I wanted to reach out after canceling my appointment to get my deposit back. 5 times? Jesus. I was hesitant because her grandmother just died, and I wanted to be respectful, but everyone in the comments helped me figure out what to say, and I got my deposit back. Yay. Now here comes the update to the update. Wait, do I need the original? They said they'll be posting it again. Does it include the originals in here, or? I don't know if I want to read the update before we read through some of the texts. Why do all you streamers use the exact same tacky red and blue glowing lights in all your backgrounds? It makes you all just look like you're sitting in some tanning room in Thailand. Well, red and blue are cool colors. What colors should they be, my dude? What colors do you want them to be? Why didn't you go to the MDD debates this weekend? Well, I was trying to black out so that I'm only traveling for like super, super high profile stuff that's like really worth it for me to go to. Otherwise, I'd rather just like stream or read, I think. Get brown backlight. Wait, can you wait, are there brown lights? Why do I feel like I've never seen a brown light before? There must be. Brown is just orange? We watched the video on this topic on stream, don't pretend. I don't remember. What was the answer? This is like orange and red is like the most I can get to. There, now it looks like Christmas. Now everybody's gonna make fun of me. Fuck you. It's staying blue. I like blue. Do you know what? I'm making this one blue now too. Fuck you. It's all gonna be blue. No, it's not. It's gonna be red. Blue and red are just good colors. They're just strong, powerful. Brown color is weird.
Hello. This video will be exploring the color brown.
Did we really watch this on stream? I don't remember this at all. Can you animate them so they fade in and out? Yeah, but I feel like it's really distracting so that I don't have any effects running on them. Okay, I'm going to assume that they reposted the original text here. Now here comes the update to the update. Later that night, the artist called me. I missed the call and then called her back and threatened to sue me. I guess one of her clients sent my post to her, and she was pissed to say the least. I accidentally left her name and profile picture in one of the pictures, which I immediately took down upon a request. And mind you, it was her nickname that was included in the message, not even her real name. Also, what I did is the same thing as leaving a public review of my experience. She doesn't even allow people to leave reviews. She has no website or Facebook page that allows you to leave a review, just her Instagram page. After threatening to sue me over a fucking Reddit post, she then has multiple family members harass me via Reddit. Yay. Pictures attached to my original post multiple times where she rescheduled me, and then texts to her family. I'm sorry, and then my text to her asking for my deposit back, and then her texts after the phone call. Attached is also one of the messages her family member sent to me. My question is, am I overreacting or is she? Hi, my angel girl. I'm so sorry to ask. Is there another day you'd be free? I am so sick. Okay, both of these people are women. The person getting the tattoo and the tattoo artist. I'm so sorry to ask. Another day you'd be free. I am so sick. Hello, my... Okay. Hello, my beautiful, sexy, gorgeous. I am so sorry to ask, but I've been up sick all night. Is there any way you'd be able to come in another time? I can do Saturday or any day next week. I am so sorry. There's no date on this one. This one is October 24th. Hey, pretty. So I just woke up majorly vomiting, LOL. I'm so sorry. Would you be free a day this week / next weekend? I feel horrible. This is in August. Girl, I just got into the studio and there's no power. I'm so freaking sorry. Is there another time you'd be able to come in? October? Jesus. Hi, gorgeous. Praying for you and your family. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to have to cancel my appointment for Wednesday until further notice. Hi, love. I hope you're doing well, and I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm reaching out in regards to my deposit. I was hoping I could get my deposit back until I'm ready to rebook. If you want to revisit this conversation until you're back in the office, let me know. Thinking of you, heart. Hi, pretty. Thank you for reaching out, or thank you so much for reaching out. It means a lot. You did cancel your session, lover girl, so it would have been forfeited, but I can keep your deposit for your future appointment when you are able to reschedule. Jesus. That's brutal. She reschedules her, 4 times at least. She said 5 plus in her post. And then this girl reschedules 1 time and she keeps her deposit. I totally understand that's in your policy, but you have rescheduled every appointment I've had with you. And I feel as though if you can't honor the original appointment time, then I deserve my deposit back. In your policy, it states that I would not receive my deposit back if 1, I rescheduled less than 48 hours prior to my appointment, and 2, if I reschedule more than once. You've done both of these things, and I feel as though policy should not go one way. I totally understand that's things happen, but it gets to the point where it's a bit frustrating. I feel as though my time isn't being respected. I empathize with you completely, and this doesn't mean I won't be coming back in the future, but for the time being, I would really love my deposit back. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. This is a pretty nice, pretty professional message, I feel, based on given everything that's happened so far. I truly appreciate your communication, and I want to acknowledge that this situation is frustrating. However, my policy clearly states the deposits are non-refundable under any circumstances. You've previously agreed to reschedule each time I asked and assured me it was okay, so I didn't expect to be asked to break my policy now, especially since I adhered to it while coordinating our reschedules. I also offered to move your deposit to a future date that worked for you. That said, I will process your deposit refund within the next few days. I appreciate the patience in advance. I mean, like, this is, like, kind of rude-ish, but, I mean, she's refunding her. So I feel like it's, I mean, I think it's fine. No? What's the issue, then? Please remove the post with my information. I don't need to hear how I'm lying about my grandmother's death and using all my clients for money and drugs. I took down the post of your information. Nope, my profile picture is on your original post. Ooh, it's deleted. I truly hope you learn how to properly run your business one day. Damn. If you're going to tell a story, tell the whole thing. I watched that girl wipe my mother's forehead and cry over her as she fought to live. And you engage with people calling her a drug addict. I've been at that funeral. I've been at the funeral with her and the upcoming one for my mom, her nana, next week. Think about how you can hurt someone before you act. Going to be a good life lesson. And I pray no one lets others talk about you the way you're letting this happen. What? Sometimes, like, situations blow up from nothing. What, like, she refunded her. Who cares? I feel like she'd be over at that point. Whatever. Fuck. What do you think is the easiest way to transfer a PDF from one computer to the other? Email it to yourself, but then I would have to log into my email on this computer. I don't know if I am or not. Do you think that high love and high pretty is consciously passive-aggressive behavior? Women just talk weird to each other sometimes. Do you think that the MSM called Trump the N-word, or white people who are dumb the N-word more often? The extreme right would not be as influential? I have no idea, my dude.
It's been a minute.
I send myself PDFs in Discord all the time. Yeah, but then I'd have to log into Discord on this computer. Fuck that.
It's been a minute. How was Ireland?
Fucking amazing. First of all,
What a country.
what a country. Just
Man, the overhead light on this is extreme, and it's all very warm.
the people
Not that any of that is bad.
are the greatest people.
Yep.
The landscape is just stunning. I am awesome at driving on the left-hand side of the road.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than on the right side?
No, I'm better than the right. But
That tracks.
does it?
Well, you're always talking about how your brain is like opposite.
I don't like this shot as much because he's looking away from the camera.
No,
You
yeah.
think about things differently, and I agree.
Well, yeah. First of all, I like the puttering engine of a diesel engine. I was like, this is cool. This car doesn't it's not a golf cart like not like $100,000 golf cart like we drive, but which is a superior machine. I will admit. Once I got back in, I was like, this is a better car.
I have my first 1v1 debate ever on Red Pill coming up on TRT. Do you have any general tips? I'm a little nervous. On TRT? I don't even know what that means. Like you're debating on whether or not men should have access to TRT? Or...
Jeg flygtede op til New York, det ved du.
Som faktisk jo en kæmpe kujon.
Jo, det ved jeg. Og det er jo det, ligesom med corona, jeg finder ud af, at jeg slet ikke er så tough macho, som jeg går og bilder mig selv ind. Fordi jeg så en limousine med ild i, og så var der nogen, der skød med tårgas ned i metroen, og så vurderede jeg, min tid i DC er forbi.
I'm out. Men også, jeg troede hele ideen med DC det var ikke det.
Nej, jeg troede,
det var ikke i
det var også det, jeg var blevet fortalt. Ja. Jeg havde også gået rundt.
Steakhouse og...
I don't know about this one.
Okay, so Elon Musk is taking the stage now. I love Elon. He's literally my boy. What? let's run that back really quick.
Obviously, yeah. Generally speaking, I'd laugh at this because it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I'd argue, it goes against the reality, because that's what I did. That's what they're saying I did. So it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's a bad thing. I mean, in fact, I have every right to express myself how I wish. So, yeah, this kind of thing is essentially bullshit. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Am I being clear? In fact, final solution would probably be to take away his check mark. But to be fair, I was on...
He doesn't have a good mic or something, but his impression is pretty good, I think.
Very high dose of ketamine. Probably 7 to 8 times the amount like a normal person.
I think he needs to enunciate less. Like, I feel like when I think of Elon talking, I feel like it comes from some of them, like it feels like a little bit less enunciated, I
be able to...
Like he's got like little pieces of cotton like stuck in his cheeks a little bit when he's talking or something. I don't know.
Handle, it's like my head, it's like exploding. I was in space. It's like I was on Mars, interplanetary. So, pretty good. Yeah, pretty cool.
Fascinating. Can I get an unban from Discord? I was making a joke meme story about Jews being powerful warlocks out of boredom because I was joking about black people never being racist, and it evolved. Every single time somebody's asked me to unban them from Discord, and they said they only did one thing, and I looked it up, they've always got a history of bans. So no, I never, ever, ever unban anybody that asks. Go through the normal channels. Good luck. My guy talking about studio sets while the true capitalist just does it remotely.
So one of the biggest challenges that I see as a psychiatrist is that when we kind of medicate problems away, we can maintain. I couldn't get myself to go. Like, I couldn't understand.
Okay. Can we analyze why this looked so good? Oh, I already went over this set earlier. I think we're done looking at sets. I think we're done with this today. Not that there's just so much depth in the background. The composition is good. Like, look at these leading lines. Look at how cute this is. It's almost like the way that it's like the shot is broken up is almost like rule of thirdsy, right? You've got like this chunk here. You've got like the 2/3 over here. Situated over here. Like the 2/3 of the way up the shot, 2/3 of the way to right. Like my face, my eyes are there. So compositionally, I think the shot is really good. And then, yeah, it's probably just lit well.
Acceptance within.
I feel like 90% of why this looks nice is just it's probably really just basic rule of thirds and composition. Like the leading lines are nice here, shooting into the corner kind of here, where the eyes and everything are here. Like, it's probably why, I think. Would be my guess. Tyler was not here. If you have a suggestion, just type it. You can't keep spamming. Let me light your setup, bro. I can help, I can help, I can help. When the last time we went over shit, you said some retarded shit. Stop spamming chat with random shit. If you have a suggestion, make it. Holy fuck.
On some level, wisdom is a matter of making your mind your friend.
Sam Harris.
that as you pay attention to it, I mean, as you get older, this is relevant. But I mean, some people manage to get quite old without getting especially wise.
Like, this is very dramatic. I feel like I'm in where, I don't even know where they were. I don't even know why I've seen this clip. Like, I'm in the basement of some fucking construction site. Destiny, you're missing something. The camera transitions. You're in the right third, and he's in the left third. It gives the feeling that you're in the middle while watching. I don't know about that, but that's what I said when I mentioned rule of thirds. Like, I think in a perfect world, this is just like basic guiding things. When you're composing shots, like, you kind of have this like mental image in mind of like blocking things out into like thirds. And I think generally, these are just like very general guiding principles, is you want action to be happening at intersections. So I think a nicely framed person will have like the eyes will be right here at this top right. So it'll be like head here, maybe shoulders, I don't fucking know. But like action is happening at the intersections of these lines, basically. But this is just like very basic kind of like shot composition stuff. But the
Or see any data.
like, these like, so like if you were to break this out into thirds, right? I'm over here. This is probably about or close to where the intersection of those two lines would be. It would be over here. Plus the shot is kind of blocked out into like 2/3 is over here, 1/3 is over here. Like with this is what I meant when I said the composition is nice. And then same thing on his shot as well. So like 1/3 is over here, and it's a different texture. 2/3 are over here. Plus you've got these nice lines leading to the corner, and then he's right here. Plus deep room, yeah. Oh yeah, this is cool looking. This is very dramatic though. Okay, hold on. I got a couple more links open.
Hey, is it offensive that they call you Woo Nick though? Don't you want to just be your?
Well, some of them call me Woo Jung.
His name is Woo Jung, so it's just
So Nick
Woo.
Rahead, baggy
stuff?
jeans, but it's like yeah.
Broke it in.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who did it?
No clue.
Damn.
some big guy.
Oh, he doesn't have
You didn't
cameras?
check everyone's. This guy's looking guilty.
I didn't use that bathroom.
Oh.
Yes, he did.
This is cute. Probably works for them. Okay, final thing.
Greetings, men of Reddit. I have heard your cries for interior design help on the subreddit Male Living Spaces, and I am here to help. We're gonna do some really fun design stuff, but before we get into that, I need to make one disclaimer. I hope you really enjoy this video. I made it for...
I like how Sam Harris talks. He's like what Finkelstein said about choosing his words. Sam Harris is very deliberate. Yeah, Sam Harris has a good manner of speaking. He doesn't just say shit to say shit.
You. I hope you enjoy the video, and please, whatever you do, please just do not subscribe. I have very carefully curated audience demographics on this channel, and unless you fit into one of these buckets, I please think twice about subscribing, because I really need to protect my analytics. I would say unless you are an anxious female in her 20s, a sassy grandma, actually an anxious man of any age, we have a lot of those here, or someone who likes learning about self-help regardless of gender, or if you're one of the children who watches with their grandmother, we have some of those here too, then you may subscribe. If you do not fit into one of those buckets, I invite you to enjoy the video. I made it for you. Like it if you find it valuable, downvote it if you hate it, and otherwise, please be mindful of your subscriptions. Thank you. Here we go. There's a subreddit called Male Living Space. Male Living Space is dedicated to places where men can live. Here you can find posts discussing, showing, improving, and maintaining apartments, homes, domiciles, man caves, garages, and bungalows.
Jesus. We have the king living space.
Discussing,
Not
showing,
this shit.
improving,
Not
and
this shit.
maintaining
Not this
apartments,
shit. This shit. Hell yeah. Maybe the chair could be a little comfier and the monitor could be larger, but
homes, domiciles, man caves, garages, and bungalows. That is Male Living Spaces. So anonymous men of the internet come here when they are looking for some interior design support. They post photos of like their real homes. It's a pretty fun subreddit that's very collaborative. People share design advice. I don't know, I just love this Reddit page and I wanted to lend my 2 cents to see if I can help some people out. In this video, we are going to do a room design for one of the real spaces posted on here by a real anonymous man on Reddit who's looking for advice. And while we're designing this specific space, I'm also going to talk about the general design principles that other Reddit users may want to think about when decorating their space. And this applies to other people as well. Great. We are also going to reverse engineer one of the spaces someone shared on Reddit, a space that a lot of the guys liked and thought was really well done. I think it's going to be fun. I'm also going to share in the video description a bunch of links to a bunch of example products that I shared.
what is your pistol recommendation for beginner? I want to get one for my girlfriend and I have experience, but she doesn't. Home defense. There's 2 things. Okay, there's multiple things. Wait, real quick. Okay, because we love guns here. The most important thing is different weapons are good for different environments and for different reasons. So one, acknowledge, you have to understand that. So when I say that, what I mean is that like a firearm that works well for home defense might not necessarily be a firearm that is the most fun at the range and might not be the firearm that is the coolest to show up to your friends or whatever, right? So keep that in mind. Where you're going to have it for home defense is important. So like, is this going to be stored in a safe or is it going to be something you keep in a dresser? Do you have children? Do you have retarded friends that like to dig through your shit, that feel suicidal? Keep those things in mind. I would say, especially if it's for a woman as well, or if you're a guy with really small hands or smaller hands, before you buy anything, go to a store and hold things, because if it's too big and it's uncomfortable or whatever, a gun that you get that doesn't feel good, that you won't practice with, is not a good gun for self-defense, because if you don't practice with it, then you're not going to use it correctly when you need to, unless you literally just put one bullet in it, you kill yourself if somebody breaks in. You don't need too much training for that, although people still manage to fuck that up. Also, whatever you get, always get it chambered in 9mm. And anybody that recommends a revolver, ignore those people. They're memey, and their advice is like 50 years outdated, and no one cares. Anybody that recommends a revolver, ignore everything they have to say. Anybody that recommends a 45 is retarded. And if they mention anything about stopping power, okay, they watch too many movies. Don't worry about it, okay? What I'm trying to say is just get a Glock 19, bro. but not necessarily. But if it fits your hand, that's just like a good... I feel like a Glock 19 is just a good go-to. They're cheap, good practice for firearm mentality. No safeties, no confusing bullshit. They're really straightforward. They eat a ton of ammo. They might be a little bit too big if you've got really small hands, but...
Show in this video decor in case you're looking for like a jumping off point. And I've decided I am going to go and post this video on the Male Living Space subreddit. So hopefully the guys in that subreddit can watch it. I'm interested in their feedback. I'm scared. Reddit scares me. Reddit scares me. I love it, but it scares me. Okay, here we go. Okay, men of Male Living Space subreddit. I've looked through the photos that you guys post. Most of the time, people are posting spaces and asking for help of how to make their space more homey, comfortable and welcoming, and like it's theirs, like it's their den. A lot of the spaces here I see are very sparse, or, you know, apartments, pretty like blank canvases, not a lot of person.
Oh my God, these are dream living scenarios. Hold on, what do we have?
Make their space more homey, comfortable and welcoming, and like it's theirs, like it's their den. A lot of the space.
We've got a gaming chair for gaming. We've got a lounger for a lazy guy. And then we got a big old couch when we need to sleep. We don't even need a bed here. And then a table for everything you could ever want to put on it. Based, okay?
Spaces here I see are very sparse.
Okay, table for the TV. Just...
Or, you know...
Oh my God, he's even got a little workout bench here. What more could you need? A mirror so you can check out a sick fucking pump.
Apartments, pretty like blank canvases, not a lot of personality put into them yet, and these guys are looking to add personality, but they also say they're afraid.
Wait, Hassan is doing an Asmongold nuke on stream right now. Bridge burned completely. Good. I hope it's because I pressured both of them to cover each other more too. I take credit for that. If Hassan's gonna blame me for every single fucking thing in his life, I hope he blames me for that. Good. They do need to cover each other more, and they should be fighting more. It's just so fun. It's going to be hilarious watching them fight with each other because both of them are pretty clueless. But I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like Asmongold is a little bit more self-aware, or at least he presents as a bit more self-aware. Like I think Asmongold, like we've watched him say like, well, you know, I don't know much about this. And then he'll like venture kind of a dumb guess, but Hassan is way more confident than he has any right to be.
Of taking certain risks, and it's like this fear is not specific to any gender. This is the most relatable conundrum, striking that balance between like making it homey, making it personal, and mitigating risk. But the thing is, like, we want some risk in there. That's what's going to make it feel personal. And to demonstrate that to you, I want to reverse engineer one of the spaces shared on this subreddit page. As of the time that I'm filming this video, this post is one of the most popular posts on the male living space.
This post is one of the most popular posts on the male living space
subreddit. And the top upvoted comment is someone saying, this is by far, hands down, the best taste of interior decorating I've seen on this subreddit. The men of male living space have agreed that this is like one of their favorite, most successfully designed spaces on here. I think it's great too. Let's talk about why we love it. So when you're reverse engineering an image, I think it's really easy to be like, okay, if I want that space, I need to buy that coffee table. I need to get that rug. I need to get that sofa. And that's fine if you like these individual items, great.
No RGB lights, no gamer chairs, too much stuff to vacuum.
Get them? But what I want to talk about are the principles that are executed here. I think that's a little.
Have you considered using the setup you had for the Saturday News with Josiah, Pisco, and Loner to invite people from far away for an interview? Oh, like downstairs? Oh, you mean for like digital things like I was doing?
Little harder to identify, and I think that's what's actually going to help you the most in your own space. So looking at the room, one thing you might say is, well, they have really cool windows, these like floor to ceiling windows with a big arch and high ceilings. Yeah, we can't all just like wish or buy that into our home. No, we can't. But what we can do, there are multiple other sources of light that are not the overhead lighting. In a given room, I say aim for 3 sources of light that are not overhead. We've got a pendant light, we've got a little orb lamp on the shelf, we've got another freaking orb lamp, orbs on the other shelf. That means that the space is going to feel warm. There's light coming from different sources, not just that harsh crap coming from overhead that all makes us all look.
You're gonna have a new podcast tonight? I'm just redesigning the studio downstairs. This is the last video I'm watching, and then I think I need advice for one table thing. I'm just gonna start pulling the trigger on shit.
Like horror movie villains, lamplight is your friend, and you can still be a man with a lamplight. You really can. Another key principle here is not just so much the specific.
Have you tried to audit/do a business consultation for your company? If yes, what did you learn from it, and how did it change your mind about your process of streaming? I haven't done any like with an external party involved, but I did a big one like 3 months ago when I said I was reorganizing everything. That was really helpful. I feel like I learned a lot from that. But
items in the room, but the fact that the items are layered. There is layering. It's not just a bookshelf up against a wall, a plant behind, a lamp in front. There is layering. On the floor even, it's not just a coffee table. There's a coffee table on a rug, on wall-to-wall carpet, and on top of the coffee table, we've got a tray and decorative items. Like there are so many layers. There's art on the wall, yes, great, love it, but then there's tall plants in front of the art. There's low side tables below the art. There's a lamp hovering in the middle between the couch and the art. It's like layers of interest.
Are you gonna act a Willie Mack's hit piece on you? First of all, Willie Mack was the only person that reached out to me to chat, which I appreciate. Secondly, my guess is going to be hopefully next week, I think. Let's check real quick. Probably next week sometime. I think I'll just say my piece about everything. And then we'll see what happens from there, I guess.
For the eye to follow. Another major principle executed very well here is height variation. I think this is one that people forget about the most. It's very easy to just like buy the couch, buy the table, buy the chair, and guess what? Everything's going to be at the same height. So adding in bookshelves, adding in a light coming from the ceiling.
Wait, fuck, I just missed that. Hold on.
Tables below the art. There's a lamp hovering in the middle between the couch and the art. It's like layers of interest for the art. There's low side tables below the art. There's art on the wall, on wall-to-wall carpet, and on top of the coffee table, we've got a tray and decorative items. Like there are so many layers.
He goes in pretty hard on you. Listen. I'll say my piece next week. I think if you've looked at the totality of everything that has been out and what everybody has had the privilege of saying about everything, I think the situation looks really bad. So I'm not like, I don't blame people for having that feeling. Yeah, but hopefully, yeah, in about a week, I think I'll say my piece.
There's art on the wall, yes, great, love it, but then there's tall plants in front of the art. There's low side tables below the art. There's a lamp hovering in the middle between the couch and the art. It's like layers of interest for the eye to follow. Another major principle executed very well here is...
I think there's probably a lot of artistic crossover between, probably from all art, but I think this is true for fashion as well, right? Like layering stuff for clothes can make things look so much better too, you know?
height variation. I think this is one that people forget about the most. It's very easy to just like buy the couch, buy the table, buy the chair, and guess what? Everything's gonna be at the same height. So adding in bookshelves, adding in a light coming from the ceiling, getting your art up there. Even on the other side of the couch where there's nothing too tall, they've put a taller plant, they've put art up on the wall. It just makes a big difference. And if we remove some of those things, you can see how flat it feels. The eye just stops. It's also just like wasted space. Like why even have these tall ceilings? I don't know anyone that tall. It's fun to use the space. So use your vertical height and try to have variation. You know what I mean? Another major principle here, a variety of materials used. I see wood, leather, stone or marble or whatever, metal, textiles, plants. Plants are a different material to mix in. A lot of y'all are missing plants. I'm not someone who's even obsessed with plants, but it makes a big difference to have like a plant. Do it. I would say one of the biggest materials I see missing from a lot of the male living spaces is just natural materials like wood. I would say if you add nothing else in, think about adding wood because chances are you haven't yet. Next time you're going to make a purchase, stop and ask yourself, is this item mostly made of metal? The answer will be yes. And just pause and think, do I have enough metal right now? I might want to add in something wood, okay? You don't have to be a woodsman or, you know, a rustic boy, but just adding in some wood, that is like the shortcut to getting that homey feeling, getting that comforting feeling. Other last major principle I'm seeing in here is we've got color variation. Now there's no bold colors put in this room. There's no obsessive use of any particular color, but we've got shades of white, brown, green, there's pops of red. And if you're nervous about color, I get you. Color can be scary, but you don't have to take crazy risks with it. That's the thing. It's like here he's got one olive colored throw blanket, one other red check throw blanket. And then he's got plants, which bring in the greenery. And then there's some color in the artwork. Those are like great, pretty low risk ways to bring in color variation. You can always change out artwork. You can always move to another room. And then like throw blankets, throw pillows, stuff like that. It's easier to move out and it's not gonna feel as high risk.
Wow.
Okay, now let's start, where's my mic? Okay, I have it. Let's start designing a freaking space. Now what I wanna say, before you start tackling your own home, you do kind of wanna have a North Star, something you're aiming towards. That can be your vision board, your Pinterest board, a collage you made.
Your mood board. Isn't that what they call it? No, it might be vision board.
A picture you drew, a dream you had, whatever, but you need to have a North Star that just helps keep you focused on like what's the look we're aiming for. I did make a whole video, if you wanna watch that, I'll link it, about how to find your interior design style. I'm not gonna do the full deep dive, watch that video, like it, etc. Don't subscribe. But the TLDR of that, just go onto Pinterest, onto the internet, onto Instagram, and collect 2, 3, 4 images that you really like and that feel cohesive and feel like a North Star to guide your vision. I will link that video. Okay, let's start designing. Here is a space posted by a male, age 44. He's straight. He is an HR manager, and he just moved in 2 days ago. He writes, realizing life is too short, taking a risk and having fun. The universe will do its thing for good people. I love that. This guy is turning a new page and he's ready to take some risks. This kind of home probably looks very familiar to a lot of us. It's kind of a blank canvas. We got white walls, a basic kitchen that's a freaking kitchen, windows that are windows. This is what I call a blank canvas of a space, and that can be great. It's all just about figuring out like how to add your character and personality and warmth into that. So let's design the space using the other space as our North Star. That's the kind of general vibe, general man vibe. So this is what I would suggest. Number one, looking at your room, I see a need for a drop zone. We've got several bags, whatever backpack dropped on the kitchen island. Great, we all got that. Nothing wrong
What's a drop zone? Holy shit.
with that. It just tells me that you don't have a designated drop zone. I would make sure that you have like hooks on the back of a door or a small piece of furniture that can be like a little entryway that you can use as a drop zone. When you see bags and stuff piling up in one area and it's like kind of in the way, it just means that you need a better drop zone for your stuff. So I would find one. First thing is I'm gonna ask you to bring that rug off the wall just like a foot. It doesn't need to be pressed all the way against your wall. It's nice to leave a little bit of a border of floor around your rug. It does not need to be pushed up into the corner. And it also doesn't have to be fully under your furniture. I think as long as you keep the rug under like the front 2 feet of your furniture, we're good. Now this long rectangular space has basically a natural focal point, which is that back wall. I think we can play that up and add a
Oh, she's going to add something back here. A tall plant. That's my guess.
little bit of warmth, texture, visual interest, and height all at once. Let's knock it out. So step one, what we're gonna do, and I know this is gonna hurt you, but we are gonna remove those rental blinds. We are gonna remove those blinds. It's gonna hurt for a moment. We're gonna cry just a little bit, but then it's gonna feel better. I promise you. Instead, what we're gonna do is hang up floor to ceiling drapes. Get that bar up high. You've hung it up, it's not high enough. Get it higher. Almost all the way to the ceiling. Emphasize that vertical space. I would say those drapes are a great opportunity to add a color. It can be a man color. Boom, green, roasted. And I know some people in the Reddit comments are gonna be like, oh, but...
Oh my God, I just got an idea from that. For the TV back here, because I have a giant rod for hanging a thing. I should have curtains hanging. Oh, yes. Over the, like that. How cute would that be? Oh my God, yes. Okay, that's good.
The privacy, the blinds and the windows, I feel like men really have a thing about privacy and like window coverings. That's fine.
Because we got enemies that are after us, okay?
Still do not endorse the rental blind. I would say just get one of these like cordless Roman shades, you can open them. There's something you can get that will open either top or bottom, so you can use them for privacy, you can use them for light blocking, you can get low light filtering, you can get room darkening, but please don't actually use the drapes to cover your windows, because then it feels like we're living in, I don't know, like a holding cell. Drapes are nice and you can close them a bit, but like the curtains are really going to add like texture and interest to the wall and color. Curtains are for more than just functionality, is what I gotta tell you. And I think that I'm imagining the pushback from people in the comments, and so I'm like already fighting with people in the comments. But I think it's worth talking about, because I think what trips up a lot of other guys I've talked to is that they get tripped up on like, well, is it functional? If it's not functional, I'm not gonna spend money on it. I mean, that's fine, but that is gonna distract you if you're also trying to like make your space feel like a home. The hominess is a lot more than functionality. We don't wanna
Hominess.
forget about functionality, but hominess also means.
Hassan right now is saying people were not going to concentration camps because they were Jewish. Wait, what?
An importance to address what they were saying, as long as you don't relitigate the Nazi.
Okay, we'll get there. Yes. Mission complete. The Taliban is in control. We've now wound these two up to begin combating with each other. Hell yes.
Drapes that maybe you don't close, but they just add interest to your wall. If you're not interested in making your space homey, that's fine, but you're probably not in this subreddit, and you're probably not watching this video. Sorry, I keep getting in like hearing the fights with people in my head. Okay, what next? There's this ottoman here. I kind of want to ask you to move the ottoman to the side. The ottoman just feels like it's like taking up a lot of.
It's not inviting. This thing that's like blocking your entrance into the arena.
Space in there, and I'm wondering if it actually gets used, because it's at the end of a chaise, which is already long. Maybe this is a super, super long person.
Destiny, you underestimate how cowardly Asmongold is. He's scared of Hassan. Yeah, but they're both scared of each other. It's kind of like two, they're kind of like this. It's just a matter of who has more confidence at any given point in time. I imagine Hassan will probably have a bit more confidence than Asmongold, because Asmongold truly is getting into the political reacting for the first time. But Hassan is like deathly afraid as well of being called out or confronted by somebody knowledgeable, because Hassan doesn't really know much either for the stuff that he argues. So. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, but surely Hassan wins that like 8 out of 10, no? It depends on what they argue about, but I would imagine so, generally speaking, yeah.
Person. If it doesn't get used, you can get rid of it, you can sell it on Facebook Marketplace, get a few bucks back in your pocket, or you can move it to the side and use it in that little corner near the kitchen. I am going to say that you can let go of those little drinks tables. I think they're getting in your way design-wise, although I appreciate the functionality. What I would suggest instead, if you want to upgrade design-wise, is that I would add a coffee table. It doesn't have to be big. You can still keep lots of room for like easily walking around it, or like a round wood coffee table here, or you could also do like an upholstered kind of ottoman coffee table, put a tray on top. People can still put their feet up on there. It can be like extra comfortable. And then we're going to add little side tables to each ends of the sofa. I would highly suggest a mid-tone warm wood. I suggest. Doctor's orders. It could be fun to go with something like a little longer than your average side table. Maybe something that has a little bit of storage. You can put books there, records, I don't know, gaming stuff. What do you guys do? Pokemon, like, I don't know. You can have it even overlap in front of the curtains, and we get a little bit of layering there. It's furniture in front of curtains, in front of wall. Layering. Whoa, speaking for designing for men that I care about, I recently gifted my brother a HomeAglow cleaning service. Today, this video is made possible by HomeAglow. HomeAglow is a 5-star home cleaning service that's dedicated.
Why that name? That's a, okay.
To making your home clean and tidy and freeing up your schedule.
Asmongold seems far more representative of your average younger conservative, right? I feel like Hassan is so much more niche, but people literally just obsessed because they want that PB. Well, it's just a weird thing about the media environment. I've said this a million times, but like the far left, a lot of the left's representation online are very extremist in terms of the people that believe in the things they believe in are a minority of the actual party. Like Hassan, technically, my guess would be Asmongold actually has way more potential upshot on audience size and reach, because Asmongold is like, Asmongold could literally, if he had the desire to, I don't know if he has the desire to, I don't know if he's ever done this before, he could probably make the rounds on all of the podcast circuits. Like Asmongold maybe could do Joe Rogan, literally. he could easily get on a show like every B tier he could easily go to. So like Tim Pool, probably Louder with Crowder, maybe Daily Wire interviews, like absolutely he could do that. Maybe even like an X interview on some X series, or maybe something with Elon. And then Rogan, that's a made for Joe Rogan person. You are a gamer, you're on Twitch, it's this far leftist platform, you see how cool Trump is. And Asmongold is so good for Joe Rogan because Asmongold has that centrist presentation, like, oh yeah, I'm not really conservative. I didn't even vote for Trump in 2016 and 2020, but I just like call it how I see it. And the far left has gotten crazy and the wokes have destroyed gaming and everything. Yeah, like if Asmongold wanted to, he has a huge right-wing upshot. Whereas Hasan is like basically capped out. He can only appeal to like the Zoomer socialist crowd and now like the very far leftist crowd who they have their place online, but they're just not very, I mean, there's only so many of them, right? Because they're a minority of the party.
Schedule. With their easy online booking capabilities, you can quickly schedule top-rated cleaners in your area. All of their cleaners are background checked, and they have to maintain a 4.8 star rating or higher on the app. I've used HomeGlow for my own space for about 6 months now, but I also love to give a
Why do right-wing media figures have so much of a bigger audience than lib media? I don't know. Lib media is just cucked in a billion different ways.
HomeGlow cleaning as a gift to somebody who is either going through a hard period, and to me it's the equivalent of like bringing over a casserole, is like, let me take something off your hands. Let me give you the gift of something you don't have to worry about this month. Recently my brother's place had been like under construction for a while, and unfortunately it was left in like a really messy state. It was a very stressful situation for him, and so I sent him a HomeGlow service, and he got to move back into his place with it spanking, shiny, polished, new. It can also be a great gift to just give to yourself. One of the best skills I've learned in running my own businesses is when your time is best spent doing the thing yourself, and when your time is more valuable and it's best to delegate out.
Hasan could probably go on mainstream liberal media networks, given he has so many levers there. Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't flex that more. Both of them are pretty scared of branching out. I don't know if he's just afraid of getting pushback somewhere or what. I don't really know why. Or maybe Hasan's not very career ambitious. He works a lot, but maybe he's just got like the streamer brand, like just stream. Yeah, I don't know.
I keep my home pretty organized, but I know I'm never going to do that deep clean. But I also know how much of a difference it makes if I get that deep clean done. So I do HomeGlow like once a month in my own space. It's a great thing for me to delegate out once
It's a streamer Cold War.
a month. To book a cleaning with HomeGlow, you just go to their website, you look for the day and time that you're looking to book, the duration of your cleaning, and it'll show you all the top-rated cleaners in your area. Maximize your time or the time of someone you love by taking cleaning off their plate. Head to homeglow.com/Caroline Winkler or scan the QR code on screen and you can get your first 3 hours of cleaning for only $19.
Thanks. This is actually a cute idea for a gift, by the way. I feel like having a clean home or a clean living environment is super underrated. Here's a video link if you want it. He'll be haunted forever by that America Deserved 9/11 clip. Hot take, that clip only damaged Hasan because he was still part of the Young Turks, and Jank had to scold him for it. Otherwise, I feel like he wouldn't have gotten... It would have been fine because it played well with his audience, but... The fact that Hasan was still trying to straddle that I'm like a far left authoritarian communist, but also I'm part of the Young Turks, I think it was an impossible position to straddle.
They also have a membership, the Forever Clean membership, which is really nice because I think it saves you up to like $30 per hour of cleaning. You can book unlimited cleaning starting at $19 an hour, backed by HomeGlow's happiness guarantee. And I really like it because it just means that like my monthly clean is on the schedule. I don't have to worry about it. It's locked in, or bi-weekly, or however much you want to do it. I really recommend trying it. And thanks to HomeGlow for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about color. For adding in color. It's scary, it's hard, it's intimidating. I definitely relate. So in a given space, I'd say pick like a main color, a secondary color, and then your accent. Work with what you got. So you've got this like blue rug. You can definitely play off of that blue and add more blue into the room. I would say you can also add like a different color. I might do a green. And you can also add it in with the throw pillows. So here we've got like blue gray as the main color. We've got green as a secondary. And then you throw in one accent. And that accent color is what's going to make it feel designed, okay?
Sorry, hold on. This guy keeps saying this, but I guess I'll address. I asked the earlier question about the digital guest because there is a big Ukrainian activist who tries reaching forward audiences to have Ukrainian problems positions heard, and it seems like it would be a cool thing for your channel too. Not to do like the meme stereotype. The reason why the Israel-Palestine stuff I think was so interesting for me to debate and to talk to people about is because there's such a rich world of different defensible positions that you can inhabit, and like there is so much uncertainty about what would be the best path forward. And there's like a huge room for debate on both sides about like what do we have to do to solve this issue. In my mind, Ukraine-Russia is so much more one-dimensional. That is a conflict that is so obviously and easily coded as good versus evil, and like there is no interesting discussion to be had here. Like Russia is just wholly and completely in the wrong. They should cede all the territory that they've taken over. They should pay reparations probably to Ukraine. And like, it's just, there's not like a room for, well, what do we think? Like, I don't know. That's the reason why I just haven't pursued as many like conversations or anything. It would just literally be me nodding along and be like, yeah, you know. What book do you recommend reading about Israel Palestine that is easy to read? That's easy to read. Depends on what you want to cover, I guess. I don't think I read any general anthologies of Israeli history. Like I trace the wiki for that. Like any book I've read is going to be way more particularized over certain things. I don't think I can recommend a general Israeli-Palestinian history thing. Righteous Victims wasn't bad, but that's more pop history. Righteous Victims is Benny Morris. Does that cover the entirety of the conflict? There was an epic history of Zionist-Arab relations over the past 120 years. Oh, okay. Does Benny Morris write in English, or does he write in Hebrew and then have a translator? I'm sure he probably writes in English too. He must write in English. I wonder how long this book is. I can't recommend this because I haven't read I don't even think I've ever read excerpts out of this book. This might be worth reading though. But I can't, I mean, Benny Morris writes decently well. I've read his stuff. I think he's a decent writer. He's obviously he's considered one of the preeminent Israeli historians. So I don't know. Just start here. Let me know how it goes.
I'm going to say, let's go with like an earthy, rusty red or something. That could be in a pillow. That can be an art on the walls. This accent color, like just compare and contrast what the room feels like with the accent and without. It just takes it to a whole new level. If you just do main color, secondary color, it's like, okay, this room matches. Nothing's wrong with it. It's missing those layers of colors. Main, secondary, accent. Cool. Now let's focus for a moment on the other wall, the TV wall. There's nothing wrong with it, right? It's a wall. Got a nice TV unit. And honestly, it's really hard to decorate walls around a TV. Like I find that really universally hard and annoying. I would go ahead and think about what kind of texture you can add to.
Don't you think you should cover more topics that look obvious to you, since that's how propagandists train their audiences to echo their talking points, thus reaching more audiences? Maybe, but it's very boring and unsatisfying to me personally. So I don't know. I just need to find a way to do it, I guess.
This wall. There's this wood slat wall paneling that I am obsessed with. I'm really excited. I want to use it in a space I'm decorating. I might do this.
Wait, I'm sorry. How do you combat with rhetoric people cheerleading authoritarianism? It would not surprise me if there were like WhatsApp groups or Telegram groups or some type of groups where all of these people were either chatting or getting marching orders or something. I don't know how they do it, but all conservative media and alternative media, they are so good about being lockstep with their propaganda points. All of them are so good about being lockstep. It is so much resonance. If you live in these echo chambers, like it's not just an echo chamber, it's like a 50 million magnified echo resonating chamber where one person, like all parts of the room are constantly echoing the same thing at all points in time. It's so good for their media environment. I don't know how you emulate this level of like cult idol worship dick suckery. It's insane. It is insane.
In a project coming up. It is renter friendly. You just like put a little nail in the wall and it stays up. It's beautiful. There's a bunch of places that sell this stuff. I'll link some. I just think it's like beautiful texture to add to your wall. This is so much of the heavy lift of trying to make this wall interesting for you. And I like having it here because it kind of makes it a focal point. There's clear definition of where the paneling should end. I would just like kind of center it over the TV area there. It's gonna add instant warmth, use that height, bring the eye up. And I would go ahead and say we can like upgrade this wall just a little bit more by adding just a little bit of texture and interest. Might put a nice plant, maybe a couple of your favorite books.
It kills any thought because if you're in there and you think for a second, wait, is Trump wrong here? You were told by 100 influencers that he is base and epic. You wouldn't even have that thought though. If Trump says it, it's actually, I guess it's the solution to Urethra Pro's, is it Urethra Pro? Urethra Pro? I don't know, Pro's just a fucking loser. The dilemma? I don't even know if this is the right dilemma. Oh yeah, it is. Does God tell you what is good because those are the laws of the universe, or is something good simply because God says it's good, right? So like, is God revealing goodness to you, or is he creating goodness? And I'm sure I haven't actually ever formally grappled with this dilemma. But in the case of Trump, it's the solution is it's good because Trump says it. So it's very easy. If Trump says a thing, oh, well, it's good. And it's good because Trump said it's good. And then that's it. And then you just move to that. Boom, over.
books. And now I want to talk about lighting. I would slap a nice, like, fat lamp on the side table. And then in the corner closer to the kitchen, we can slap a floor lamp on there. And then looking at the TV wall, let's just add.
You need to constantly retread old ground with your talking points. It's boring and tedious, but this is what conservatives constantly do because it goes viral and it hammers it home. Yeah, I know, but it's just like I have so many, like my gifts are in other areas. So to just be reduced, no, I shouldn't say being reduced. I'm sorry. There are just other people that can fill that role. The whole liberal movement online can't be on my back, okay? Listen, there's got to be other people involved. I can't do everything, all right?
Add some sconces. It adds a little bit of light. It's going to add a little bit of warmth. And you know what? I feel like we need like one little piece of art or interest up there. We didn't do much for the kitchen, but I'm gonna just say go ahead and put a fruit bowl on that island. That's where I'm putting my foot down. Put the fruit in a bowl. I know.
Never. I will never have a fruit bowl ever.
I'm gonna just say go ahead and put a fruit bowl on that island.
Do you think they normally have real fruit or fake fruit in here?
That's where I'm putting my foot down. Put the fruit in a bowl. I know you have it.
What do you think we as Europeans can do to help the USA? It is tempting to just think fuck it and to try to distance, but it also feels like we have to help somehow. I give these pieces of advice, but I truly don't have any background in like it's not foreign affairs, international relations. Is that what they call it? IR, international relations. In my mind, in like my simplistic mind, like intuitively, I feel like the answer is people around the world need to stand up to Trump and show him that there is a line and that he's crossed it and that he has to go back and act like a real human being. And as long as other people internationally allow Trump to get away with crazy shit and suck up to him, then he'll continue to have his power at home domestically. Like other people need to be willing to stand up to him, but maybe there are reasons why people don't do that, or maybe there are reasons why that's not possible or a good idea, but
put it in a bowl. Could throw a single plant, a little potted plant in the corner on your kitchen counter. Look at that. That is a beautiful space. I hope to the heavens that you incorporate some of these suggestions in your space.
Wow, look at that Photoshop, cute.
These are all rental-friendly selections. We're not doing anything crazy, anything too risky here, and have fun with it. I would love to hear from the guy who posted this, most of all, if he incorporated any suggestions. We'll see. I am going to post this video and share it in the male living space subreddit. We'll see if it gets any feedback. Please be nice to me. I'm going to put a bunch of links in the description of this video of things that I think would work well in some of these spaces when you're, maybe still intimidated by design and intimidated by some of the risk, but do want to start making your space a little homier. Please, if any of the men of male living space Reddit are watching this video, please be nice to me. I'm trying to help. Feels like me posting a video on male living space subreddit feels like it's like an away game. It's like it's not my home territory. I'm not with like my people. I'm not with my fans anymore. So I'm scared.
When the U.S. stood up against the Soviets when they wanted an all-or-nothing hard power approach, it blew up in their faces. You're absolutely right. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or if this, I don't even know what that is a reference to, but okay.
Please be nice to me. Don't subscribe. Unless you're anxious and you also like lifestyle, self-help, self-development videos. Okay. Wow. What a day.
Is it only me or is this a very feminine design language? It feels like women are just a little bit more visually coded than men. I'm reminded of that one forever ago OkCupid survey that fucking brain rotted all young men and all red pillars, where women on average were far more likely to rate men as less attractive, and men were on average far more likely to rate women as attractive or whatever. But I think the reason why is because I think women are just socially conditioned to care about and to pay attention to things like that more, whereas men just don't have the same social conditioning.
I'm so scared. Please be nice to me. I hope you guys like my outfit. I'm wearing, this is a full gown. Come on, look at this. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Just imagine that I wasn't in socks and I had heels on. This is pretty good. I actually really, really love this dress. Bought this for a wedding that I went to this year, and I will be damned if I only wear these dresses one time, So I'm wearing this to a wedding coming up again. Newsflash, it's okay to wear the same dress to multiple weddings. It's never the same people there anyway, and even if it was, it doesn't matter. I feel like social media has deluded us about this. So I'm wearing this dress to multiple weddings, and I'm also wearing it to sit at home alone in my living room and film because I think it's cute. Okay, I just like to show you guys my outfits because I'm just sitting at home alone in my apartment. I need someone to admire this. I'll link it, and I'll see you next time.
Wow.
Working with a European company on developing a wood cleaner designed specifically to not harm your wood or your health. It's not out just yet, but if you'd like some more information on that, there's a link in the video description or a QR code on screen. Now the table was done, I just needed to get it to Iowa and then get myself to Iowa, and I called Officer Dave to make sure that the lady was going to be there. He said that he spoke with Old Dominion and they offered to ship this at no charge. So Old Dominion literally just showed up without calling. I didn't have a number or an address for them, and they just took the crate, but I figured that was nice to save a little bit of money. Next thing I need to do.
As a man, these rooms all feel very cluttery. I would rather have an almost empty room with only the essentials and maybe a painting. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. That's how I am. Like, naturally, that's what I gravitate towards. But I think because men just don't have the same aesthetic training that women are forced to have growing up, that's just how we view things. I think we're socialized a lot that way.
Call Scott and tell him we're going to Iowa. We had about a 3-hour drive to Davenport, and Scott started asking me some questions that I feel like I probably should have known the answer to before we got here.
Do you know how old this lady is?
I have no idea, actually.
Do you know what her name is?
I'm not sure he would have been allowed to tell me, but no, I don't know anything about her.
Have we gotten like an okay from the chief or anything? Like, am I going to be allowed to film in a police station?
I haven't talked to the chief. I haven't technically talked to Dave, but he texted me, said everything's fine.
Did it get shipped to the police station or is it at the guy's house?
I hope it's not at the guy's house, but I guess I don't actually know where it got shipped to directly. I assumed the police station.
So how are we doing this?
I've never done it before, so
okay,
we'll see. Morning. Looking for Officer Morse.
How can you say that while hating how bland the set on MKBHD's podcast was? It feels like all the pod setups you like were much more full and fleshed out. Well, because I've done like a decent amount of work over the past 6 months to try to develop like more aesthetic. It's just very unnatural to me. Like all of this is incredibly like over the past like a year ago, I have nothing to say about any of this stuff. So this is something I've been like explicitly trying. This is why I want to redesign this. Yeah.
There's nobody here by that name.
But I never actually talked to. But it's not because you're a man. I think a lot of it has to do with me being a man. Yeah. Like how many women streamers can just like show up on stream? I didn't even learn how to buy clothes until like a year ago, right? Like how many women, just like wake up and like, all right, we're good, let's go, and then show up on stream. Like almost nobody can get away with that. Well, I mean, they could, but everybody would be talking about it constantly.
To him on the phone, got online, looked up Dave Morse with the Davenport, Iowa Police Department, but actually couldn't find it. I didn't have a number or an address for them, and they just took the crate. But back when I was in that barbershop quartet in Skokie, Illinois.
He'll be here in a few minutes.
Oh, so he does actually work here?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
So as it turns out, women are more attuned to details. Yeah, but not because of any. I don't think there's like a biological genetic disposition towards it or predisposition towards it. Women just have to pay more attention to their looks because they're told to wear makeup and dress cute and all that shit. Yeah.
Quartet in Skokie, Illinois.
He'll be here in a few minutes.
Oh, so he does actually work here?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So as it turns out, Dave's real name is Gordon or Gordo, which is why I couldn't find any information on him when I tried to look him up. Also, he's not an undercover cop. He's almost retired. He said he was happy if I shared his name. Anyway, Gordo had a clever idea to introduce me to the victim.
The rest of this video is just about a woman who got scammed and they made her a free table. The rest is unrelated. I just linked it for the resin table design. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I thought they were going to hate the table and ask for the money back at the end.
Department accidentally deleted the footage. So unfortunately, we don't have that footage, but we'll pick things up when I'm introducing her to her new table. One of the things that I'm good at is, I'm not great at stopping scammers, but I'm good at making videos. I make these videos. And so what we've done is, since your money was gone, the least I could do is make you the table that you tried to order. Of course.
I didn't expect this. I just expected what you said, that you couldn't get the money back, that I was...
This is Scott.
And I don't want to cry, but I want to cry because this is one of the most beautiful things you could have done for me.
Thank you. You made me cry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this is beyond beautiful.
Well, let's cut the camera before I embarrass myself here. I'm not very juicy. I was as uncomfortable as anybody watching that reveal, but I don't know if any of you adults out there watching remember feelings, but during that reveal, they actually came rushing back into me like I was some sort of silly 14-year-old kid. And I promise, though, next video, I will build my cold, calculated shell back up and spend the entire time discussing price gouging rich people. And like that, he's gone.
And then it just ends?
Yeah, if you've seen the movie, it actually makes...
I've seen the movie. I just don't think it's going to apply.